Is the government drought of order?
Of course they are.
Of course they are, aren't they? Hey, you read this to me earlier.
Yeah.
From the shit sheets. This is a KaK M extra for today. Do you want to? Shall I read some of it?
Yeah.
And it says, the government's water-saving department has been using a sprinkler on a garden while telling everybody in the UK to do the exact opposite.
Well, that's not fair, is it?
Of course it's fair.
Seems
The
like
government's
it's
do what they
one
like.
rule for us and it's totally ignored by them.
One rule for us, one rule for them. After all, they are our mind controllers, not our servants.
No.
Those people we vote for, they're not supposed to be our servants, you know.
No.
Are they?
You're voting for your control master.
The BBC you pay for,
But of course,
they're there to take some money.
even when you vote for your control master, you're not really getting the master you voted for, because they're controlled. They're just puppets controlled by the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Warburgs.
Oh yeah. Do you know, in my area, the hand car wash guys, they've been out of business for a few weeks now because the government says you can't.
But I don't
You
think
can't use water.
I didn't think it was banned in Nottingham.
Yeah, yeah. They're all out. I'm out of Nottingham now. All the hand car wash guys have been put out of business because of the hosepipe ban. And but it's been raining today. The sun's just coming out.
So if you make your living off the water, you can't use it. But if you're an MP and you want to water your lawn, go right ahead.
Yeah, the Queen's lawns are all watered. And
Oh
all
yes,
all the stuff.
pictures showing them all nice and green.
They think they're the elite above us all.
Yes.
We're only the scum that's
Well,
that they tread on.
They're just parasites living off us.
Yeah, because if they didn't tax us for this value-added theft,
Yeah.
which is slavery, you know that.
The biggest slavery theft they did was just after the European. We were kangarooed into Europe when they devalued the pound, cut it in half from being worth 244 pennies to 100. So you lost 144 pence buying power.
Yeah, I remember that
overnight.
as a kid. 1968, I remember giving out the leaflets at school. So, yeah. The Environment Agency chief said at Teddington and other locks were banned from using hosepipe and sprinklers from last couple of weeks ago. Says there is no hosepipe ban in the area, but we'd thought we'd introduce one. But not for us.
Only for the poor.
As reservoirs across the country dry out, 7 million United Utilities customers in northwest England face water restrictions from next Sunday, which is today. The firm loses 96.6 million gallons a day through leaking pipes.
Oh, so it's our fault they've not fixed the leaking pipes.
Yeah. You get paid enough, fix them. In fact, do you pay for water?
No.
Because I'm paid for it for about 10 years now. And basically I got a letter which was addressed to the name on the birth certificate.
So it wasn't you then?
First of all, it was the name on the birth certificate.
Which isn't you.
Which I gave it to them originally, not knowing that I was committing fraud at the time, a criminal act of fraud.
Yes.
So I got rid of the name and I wrote on the envelope, you can try this, tenant moved abroad. And then I got the reminder and I just wrote, occupant moved overseas. Guess what, in 9 days' time, I got another letter. Do you know who it was addressed to?
The occupier!
The legal occupier. So I looked up occupier and it said illegal army at that address.
Legal as well. It's using the word legal, so therefore it can't be lawful.
Well, an occupier is an illegal army.
Yes.
So it's the illegal occupying army. So I'll leave it on the stairs just in case they come through the door one day. And
well, in actual fact, you should always return them, you know, because after they've wrote to you 3 times, if you don't return
they've not written to me, they've written to somebody called the legal occupier.
Yeah, but after they've written to you 3 times, they can then assume no one's living there. But if you return their paperwork all the time, it does 2 things. 1, it proves someone's living there, and 2, it stops them from then cutting off, because they can cut you off if there's no one living there to protect the water supply. This is the
I had a friend that worked for Severn Trent Water Authority. Hiya, Gaz. And he said that his boss made him go around and with the thing in the street, and if people wouldn't pay, they could turn them off, but a maximum of 5 minutes because of human rights.
Yeah.
And
even that is breaking the law.
Water should be for free. But yeah, just to frighten them into try and get their credit card on the door and their machines, they would just turn it off for 5 minutes, but his boss would say, quick, put it back on, otherwise we'll be in trouble, because your water's not supposed to be cut off. It's a
human right.
It's a basic human right, water is. But a lot of people keep saying, well, KaK and How the bloody heaven will anybody, how will it get all paid for? Well, what happened years ago? We set up a fund, didn't we?
Yes.
With billions in an offshore bank account that earns interest.
British Waterways.
Yeah. And they've got bank accounts like the councils and the government that pays for everything. Everything is already paid for. So everything on this planet should be for free.
Yes. We paid for the infrastructure. So everything that you're using, we've already paid for millions of times over. But they want to charge you again, even though they can't, because, of course, as someone we were talking to the other day when I bumped into you outside that pub, we're saying we're living a debt-based economy.
Hi, Kev. Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you the other day. Nice to see you again, Kev. And, yes, it's all paid for. It really is. So if you do get coerced into, it says, I opened one day and it says, we'd just like to help you receive your water and create an account for you. I don't want an account. Well, the illegal occupier doesn't. I don't want anything, and I just want the free water. But yeah, a lot of people have a go at us.
Because water is free.
Because water is free. It does come from the sky. But it was all set up. All the utilities are all paid for. But I'll tell you one thing, boys and girls, that there is no ultimate self-realisation yet going on this planet. Because if we were to harm you, or you were to harm us, do you realise that we'd be doing that to ourselves? Because we are ultimately one.
And it does mention this in some of those religious books.
Yes, it gives you clues. So, the question today, people, is the government drought of order? Oh, they'll be swimming around in it, won't they? Ciao, Bella.